loss, overcoming obesity, but I don't see too many people in the audience who require that sort of a thing. So I wonder why you have come, what you want to get out of this, because most people... Minor paunch. The minor paunch is actually the most difficult thing to get rid of. The major paunch goes away a lot easier. And if you embark on a weight loss program, I have embarked on many in my life, what I find is the first few kilos go off very easily, relatively, and afterwards it kind of, it's become more stubborn and more obstinate. Anyway, so, good afternoon, and it's a Monday afternoon, you've taken time out and come here, so I'll try to make it worth your while, next 1 hour or so, depends on, how it goes. So we're going to talk about weight loss the natural way, and before I get started on the actual talk, so let me just give you an overview about what we are going to talk about today. So the first question that, am I overweight? The first thing you need to know, are you overweight or not? How do you kind of figure out that? It's quite easy. And the second thing is, okay, I'm overweight. Now, why should I lose weight? So many people say, I'm fine, I'm hale and hearty, I can do everything, I can walk, I can run, I can go to work, I can play tennis or badminton or whatever it is. So, why bother, I'm okay. So what's the necessity to lose weight? I mean, is it just for good looks and looking good and attracting the opposite sex or whatever, or is it something more to it? Then I'll talk about systems of weight loss. There are different, it's a big industry, it's a billion dollar industry. And there are many, many ways people say, do this, do that, this diet, this exercise, this magnet, this that. So there are many, many systems. So we'll talk about some of the systems which don't work or don't work very well. And then I'll spend a good amount of time on one system that is fairly reliable. It works. It's what I used. It worked for me. Perhaps it might work for you or for, people who you're interested in. And then we'll talk about a few other benefits of the system that we are proposing here. So, before that, the first question is, what gives me, the right to come and stand here and talk to you about weight loss, so why should you listen to me or to anything I say? So the thing is that, I've been there, done that. So if you can see, perhaps this is what I look like in 1995. I was 100 kilos. And then after putting all this 2011, this is March 2011, I had gone for a trek and come back in reasonably better shape. So
what's the weight now?
Now it's about close to 80. Okay. So actually, it's a system. I personally went off track a bit. And then after that I got involved in Sharan and health and all. I said, okay, if I'm coming and giving talks, I better be a bit more careful. So things are okay. So in fact, if you go to see, it's very, very fortuitous. Today only this magazine has come out, Tehelka. It's released today. It's July 16th. Yeah. And July 16th issue. And the last page is my article on weight loss. So you can go ahead and buy the magazine or whatever. And this is the actual scan copy of the article. Sorry, Tehelka. Yeah. So in fact, today morning I went to the newspaper. Yeah. 16th July. Yeah. Yeah. So today morning I went to the newspaper stand. It wasn't there. And then when I was coming to the talk, on the way I just stopped and I checked, and well, he had it. So I just got a copy.
You have a time date with your lecture.
Yeah, seems to be here. It's very fortuitous, very serendipitous, very good. Anyway. So the first question to ask is, are you overweight? And the easiest way, this is a very easy one. The easiest way is something called the body mass index. So you just take a calculator and you take your weight in kilograms and you take your height in meters, you square the height, the body weight divided by the height squared. That will give you a number. If the number is between 19 to 25, you're okay. If it's over 27, it means you're obese. And so you can see here, this is the height of the person in inches, and this is his weight in kilograms there, and these are the different shades of colors. So if you're in this range, you're okay. So supposing you are, for example, I am 6 feet and I'm say 80 kilograms. So I'm just about at the borderline of somewhere over here. So you can figure out. So this is the simplest way. I mean, it's very easy. You just take a calculator and say your weight is say 80 kilograms and your height is say 1.5 meters. 1.5 meters squared, 2.25, 80 divided by 2.25 will give you the number. This is the easiest way. I mean, there are more elaborate methods, but this is the scientifically accepted way of figuring out, if you're overweight or not. Okay. So like I said, you are overweight or somebody overweight. Why? So why should I bother? Is it just like looks and appearance, or is it something more than that? So the important thing is that, it is actually a hell of a lot more than looks and appearance. So this is a quote from the Office of the Surgeon General of the United States, and he's written a big paper about it, which is on the website. The link is down there. A copy of this presentation can be made available to anybody on request. It's it's a public domain thing, and I'm doing this with my NGO Sharan to spread the word. So you can go look at that. You are, in short, in a nutshell, the one sentence I picked up. He says the primary concern of overweight and obesity is one of health and not of appearance. It does not really, appearance is nice, but the health is the main impact. So what is a health issue here? So in his report, he has given a lot of statistics. So I've extracted a few of them, and I will share them with you. I'm not going to go into detail, but just quickly go through them to give you an idea that this is really it's a health problem here. It's not an appearance problem here. So you have higher risk of blood pressure. If you're overweight, 6 times higher risk of blood pressure. Similarly, a higher risk of diabetes. In fact, 80% of the people who are diabetic are overweight. It's very rare to find somebody who's slim and trim and who's, there could be also, but 80% there. So if you are overweight, you are on a higher risk of blood pressure, on a higher risk of diabetes, higher risk of cardiovascular disease. This is again very, very it's common sense, because you're overweight, typically you're having a healthy diet, a lot of cholesterol in your body, it goes and coats your arteries become narrower, the blood pressure goes up, eventually one day the artery becomes narrower. And the human body is such that you can have 70% blockage in your artery, you still won't know anything, because the body has got so much excess capacity. And one fine day it, closes, and then you have a heart attack. If that blockage happens in your brain, you have a stroke. So all this, one of the root causes rather, is obesity. And then similarly, because if you have an obese diet, typically you tend to have a lot of animal products, and a lot of cancers are related, especially in cancer of the colon, rectum, prostate, for women, breast cancer, uterus, cervical cancer, all are linked to obesity. Now all of this is not like what I'm saying. You can go to the website and see what the Surgeon General has to say. He has given the actual statistics in the studies where these are, there. I wouldn't like to bore this audience with the references of the studies, but you can go there and check it out. Gallbladder disease, again, higher risk. Overweight people have tend to have lung problems. They get trouble sleeping. Naturally, they're overweight. There's more weight on the joints. Arthritis. So it's quite a long list, and it's not me. So even if you're a woman, if you're overweight, a lot of complications arise during pregnancy, more than normal. So to summarize the whole thing, it says, this is what Dr. Joanne Manson says, that it's the second largest preventable cause of death, after cigarette smoking. So if you want to really, say that, you want to, live a long life, a healthy life, and overweight and getting rid of the excess weight is one of the best things that you can possibly do. And of course, I'm not even going to other issues, like if you're overweight, you can't take part in sports, you have difficulty doing certain kind of jobs, socially, in friend circle, family circle, there are issues, psychologically it affects you, your appearance, you don't feel good about yourself. All those are issues I'm not even going to touch about here. But even the pure medical issues are good enough for anybody to think that they want to start losing weight. And the benefits, okay, now here are the actual benefits. Again, there's a website called WebMD, and link is given there. And they are all medical studies which give you the various benefits, a few of the benefits of weight loss. So you can talk about, diabetes improves, blood pressure goes down, asthma goes down, lung function improves, blood sugar level goes down, sleep improves. So, and they're all, studies which have been done, which prove all these things. So, so then it's a no-brainer actually. If you're overweight, you have all these risks. If you lose the weight, you get all these benefits. So come on, let's go for it. And that's why so many people are, trying to lose weight. So now we'll talk a little bit about the various systems about weight loss and people how they, lose weight. And some of them work, some of them don't work, some of them work very well, don't work very well. So we'll talk a little bit for about 5 minutes on, this whole talk should be about 45 minutes to an hour, I'm guessing. Let's see how it goes. We'll talk a little about systems that don't work very well. So the first system that doesn't work very well is only exercise. Okay, I'm not saying that you should not exercise and exercise is not important, but if you're trying to lose weight only by exercising, and say I'm going to eat and drink exactly what I want to do, eat and drink whatever I want to eat and drink in whatever quantities I want to do that, but I'll exercise, I'll walk, I'll run, I'll do whatever, I'll try to lose weight. It's a very difficult task. It's possible, it's not impossible, but it's quite difficult. And the reason is, you can see, like, if you are, say, walking, you're burning 270 calories an hour, and in 2 cans of Coca-Cola, you're going to finish off that much. So, you have one cake or one chocolate pastry or one ice cream or whatever, you're going to put on 200, 300 calories. It's going to take you 45 minutes of walking to burn that off. So, you have to walk 13 hours to lose 1 pound of weight. So, of course, exercise has many benefits. One of the basic benefits is it increases your basal metabolic rate, so your body starts burning energy faster even when you're sitting afterwards. True, it's very beneficial. But if you're trying to try to lose weight just by doing exercise and not by looking at anything else, it's going to be quite a difficult proposition. Okay. Another thing is, people try to put dieting, very famous dieting. So, quantity restrictions. Only have, 2 parathas, 2 chapatis. Only have 1 bowl of rice. This also does not work. Because basically, your body needs the fuel, you're hungry. If you're hungry, you can't function properly. You keep thinking about food, and you feel, at some point of time you say, you might be able to do it for 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month maybe if you're lucky. But at some point of time it's going to get to you and you say, no, I can't do this anymore. And you'll have one party, one session somewhere where you have a good meal and then that's it. So this sort of a thing is not sustainable. You can do it maybe for 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, something like that, a week. But on a long-term basis, if you try to say, I'm going to only eat so much of this and so much of this and so much of this, and not fill your stomach properly to your heart's content, you're not going to be able to sustain it. It's not going to be, you might succeed in losing weight, but it will surely not be a long-term thing. Then there is, these people who health food, only eat carrots and only eat lettuce, only this sort of a thing. This is also not going to work. Okay, because first of all, basically, all of us, most of us at least enjoy a good meal. And, we just give this kind of food, a person will eat it 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, again 10 days. After time he'll say, like, forget it, not worth the trouble. I might as well have a good meal. And, we live in a world around us where there are all these lovely things, bakes and cakes and pastries and ice cream, and everybody's eating and drinking, and you're sitting and having your lettuce and your, cabbage, and after some time, something goes inside there, and you say, like, I had it, this is it, I'm done with this. So I'm not saying that any of these food is unhealthy. You must have these. In fact, this is a very strong, very important part of the system that I'm going to propose. But what I'm going to say is that only eating this, restricting yourself to anything else, is not going to work. Then there is a famous low carb diet. This is, you might have heard about it, Atkins diet it's called. Oh, you don't eat any carbs. Have chicken, have fish, have meat, have eggs, have cream, have bacon, have everything you want, but don't eat carbs. You do lose weight, but it comes at a very, very high cost. There's a website there, it's called Atkins Diet Alert. Okay, and this lists the various problems caused by this diet. This is the URL is atkinsdietalert.org. It's run by the PCRM, the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, which is a non-profit body in the US run by Dr. Neil Bernard. And they have done research into this and they have found out that this is what happens. So what happens actually in the Atkins diet? See, the body needs carbohydrates. That is your main fuel for your body. About 80 to 85% of your diet needs to be carbohydrates. So when you starve the body of carbohydrates, it doesn't get the carbohydrates. What it does is it goes inside and takes out its reserves. Its fat, etc. is converted into carbohydrates and used up. So you lose weight. But the point is you're eating a lot of protein and that goes and causes all these hassles. So you might lose weight again, but you lose weight at the cost of your health, which is not exactly an advisable thing. Then you have pills and potions. Take this pill, you might see ads, all dangerous stuff, stay away from it. There are a couple of them which are medically approved, but they also, there are so many studies going on saying we want to weigh the risks against the benefits, and only then we will, prescribe. But again, I would definitely not recommend this sort of a method to go for weight loss. And if you do, please only under the guidance of a doctor. Not on your own, go and see some ad and buy something and go ahead and start popping some pills. You don't know what the hell you're having. And, you'll get electrical, they put up, you don't have to do anything, just put this belt and lie down, and, you'll do half an hour walk a day, and all these things are all claimed. These are all like, not proven, not scientifically proven, and they could be